I've come here today to talk about several things. Today is a really big day. Today is a really big day for the country and for the whole world. First of all, we have an American Pope. We have a Pope from Chicago. I think this is a really, really great moment. It's a tremendous honor for our country that we have an American Pope from Chicago. I really hope they start playing some Chicago blues at the Vatican. I was listening to the end of the conclave today, and some of the music was really too slick, was a little bit too clever by half, and I think if we have a Pope from Chicago, we have a good opportunity to fill the Catholic Church with some very, very good music. It's a wonderful institution. It's a wonderful institution. My vice president is Catholic. I have some very, very smart people that are Catholic. But we could make the music the Catholics are listening to a little more hip. I think even they would have to admit that. This Pope has said some very not nice things about me not very long ago, and I think it would be a really nice thing to do. It would be the start of a beautiful, beautiful relationship if we could put some more Chicago blues in the Catholic Church services. I think the Pope would like it. I know I would like it. I know a lot of people would like it very much. A lot of people would like it very much. More blues in church. Now, I have to admit, my relationship with the New York Times has been very on again, off again for a really, really long time. They said some very nice things about me in the 80s when Trump Tower was happening. There were some very nice, very positive architectural reports about what was going on. And then when I started writing books and hosting shows that turned me into America's favorite president, all of a sudden the New York Times started saying some very bad, very sleazy things. Most of it wasn't even true. There were some really, really incredible things in the Times. And anyway, the Times wrote a very, very smart, intelligent article about me and about the tariffs, saying that for a lot of people are finally beginning to wise up. A lot of people are finally beginning to get smart. They didn't want the tariffs to go in, and they're realizing that the tariffs are going to go in. They could be 10% tariffs, they could be 20% tariffs, they could be 145% tariffs like we're putting on some countries. We have some very beautiful AI algorithms working on exactly how big the tariffs are going to be. People and I, including people in the Times that did this very nice article, people are saying Elon and I are on the outs. And I just have to say, Elon was getting a little tiny bit too efficient with the efficiency. He is a real go-getter of a guy. He likes to rock and roll his way through things. He's a real go-getter of a guy, and it just, the government efficiency thing just got a little teeny tiny bit too efficient, and people were getting yippy, and even I was getting yippy, and that's all that's going on. Elon has some very beautiful algorithms figuring out how big and how beautiful the tariffs are going to be. And anyway, to get back to the really important thing, how I'm covered in the media, that's the really important thing. Even the New York Times, that has said some really, really terrible things about me in the past, is having to admit that corporate executives are starting to realize that 10% is the new normal. 10% is the new normal. It's not going away. It's not going away. I canceled the tariffs on April 2nd, and I said there was going to be a 90-day pause. There is a really, really important holiday I have some people figuring out exactly what holiday it is. I have some really, really smart people looking at calendars and figuring out exactly what day it is. It's 90 days away from April 2nd. There's a really, really big holiday, really, really big, beautiful holiday right near 90 days away from April 2nd. And we're trying to figure out what day April 2nd plus 90 days actually is. It's a really big day. It's a really big day. It's going to be special for all of us, and it's going to be even more special when these tremendous tariffs roll in on countries that hate us and finally get people to pay their fair share. It's a very important time. Anyway, the New York Times said some very nice things about me just today, realizing even the very slimy, very sleazy people in the New York Times are realizing that 10% is the new normal, and some very high powered people that read that publication are starting to realize that 10% is the new normal, and we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that, or at least with that. We have some very beautiful algorithms, like I said, working on it. There are some very, very beautiful algorithms. I mean, some of these algorithms, I would date them. I would date them if they weren't computer programs. In fact, I have a concept of a plan. Elon is working on this to turn some of the tariff algorithms into beautiful women. The media is publishing some very insensitive things about how my wife isn't showing up at functions. The media is publishing some very, very terrible things. And I'm taking lemons and making lemonade. I'm taking these terrible things in the media and and creating a concept of a plan. That's all it is. That's all it is right now, to turn some of these algorithms into very, very beautiful women so that I can be dating them. It's going to be really great. It's going to be really great. Now the third thing that I'd like to talk about is to me it's very serious. To me it's very serious. We have some deals with some very forward-looking countries, some very smart countries, about where to send some of these terrible people that are immigrating into our country and breaking our laws. We have some rapists, we have some criminals that we are getting away. And President Bukele of El Salvador, he's the world's coolest dictator, and he has just shown me how cool he is by accepting some of these people into his country. But he's not the only one. Other people are getting the message. Other people are getting the message. We're working with Libya. They've denied it. They've denied it. But I'm denying. I'm denying. They're denying. We're working with Libya. We're going to get some people all straightened out. We're going to do some of the deportations for Israel too. We're working with Libya. Gaza could be turned into some very, very, very tremendous real estate, very beautiful Trump properties. We're working with Libya to get some of these people from Gaza. But the country I'd really like to talk about, I can't announce Libya yet. And El Salvador, I love the guy. I really, really love the guy. But it's old news. It's old news. It's true news. It's true news. That's very good. But it's old news. The country that we're working about, that they are saying some terrible things about us for working with, is Rwanda. Is Rwanda. And I can't believe it. I can't believe some of the terrible things people are saying about Rwanda. There's a movie, for God's sakes, there's a movie called Hotel Rwanda. I mean, Rwanda is prime hotel country. Rwanda is prime hotel country. We're going to deport some of these people. They don't deserve it. They really, really don't deserve it. We're going to deport some very, very bad people to Hotel Rwanda. We're literally giving them hotel rooms. We're literally giving them hotel rooms in Hotel Rwanda. It's going to be absolutely great for them, even though they don't deserve anything that's absolutely great. It's going to be tremendous. They're going to love it in there. They're going to love it in there. And people are saying, some very unhinged people that hate our country are saying that Rwanda isn't tolerating other people's cultures. And it's just insane to me. I don't understand. They had a little problem. They had a little problem in the 90s with some people getting killed. They had a little problem. It was a little genocide. It was not like the genocides that Sleepy Joe was doing all the time. It was a little genocide. And people are taking this thing that happened 30 years ago. It happened 30 years ago, and some of the people that did the little genocide 30 years ago are still actually are still actually powerful people over there. There's still some high rollers in Rwanda that did the little genocide of decades and decades ago. And these people are saying that Hotel Rwanda is not tolerating other people's cultures. It's absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There is no low that's too low for some of these people in colleges that hate our country, in mainstream media that hates our country and needs to be defunded. There are some very, very low people saying that Hotel Rwanda, it's literally Hotel Rwanda. I don't understand what people are complaining about. We're going to send some very bad people who deserve bad things to happen to them. We're going to be sending them to Hotel Rwanda, and it's going to be absolutely great. We haven't got the final details worked out. We'll be announcing the Hotel Rwanda deal very soon, but it's going to be absolutely great. You just watch. You just watch. I'd like to tell people, don't be too yippy about the Pope. There's going to be blues. There's going to be some beautiful Chicago blues in the church services. Don't get too yippy about the tariffs, because whether you get yippy or not about the tariffs are coming. The tariffs are coming. You need to remember this is Trump's world and you're just living in it. The tariffs are coming. And don't get too yippy about Hotel Rwanda. Please, please. It's going to be just great. It's going to be just great. That's all I have to say to you today.